Welcome to another episode of Mick and the Fat Man, digging the dirt on life, music, and everything. And now here's the Fat Man.
Well, thank you very much, Princess Fanula, our favourite dairy girl. That's right, folks. Welcome to Mick and the Fat Man, where we are digging the dirt on life, music, and everything in Series 2, Episode number 7. I don't know about you, Mick, but I'll tell you what, it has been pissing down with rain here for the last week. Oh, I don't know how many weeks. Months, in fact, months. And I've got mould. Complaining about the mould that's growing on top of it. I got fungus in every crevice of my body. I'm like a walking piece of fungus. Mould dripping off the ceilings, fungus in everywhere. I cannot believe it. I don't know how we're going to come out of this okay, but the whole east coast of Australia is underwater. It's flooded. It's fucked. And it's got nothing to do with climate change. It's just got to do with a bit of rain. Just telling you that now, mate. Just a bit of rain. Had fucking 1 in 500 year floods 2 weeks apart. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's a bloody disaster. That's why I live up in the mountains, Mick, because if it floods up here, you're all up shit creek. Anyway, how are you faring up, mate? Any mould creeping up into any of your body cavities that we need to know about?
Well, Barnaby, I don't think I've had any mould in any cavities. However, I don't need any more curtains on any window in my house because they're all completely covered with mould. Yeah.
You can't see out our windows either. There's sort of a green tinge to them. Adds a nice green glow to the inside of the house.
Well, the glow, we had sun the other day, but it was only for 1 day. So
yeah, well, that's right. That's right. You get out and you get your vitamin D as much as you can.
Absolutely, yeah.
I haven't got a skerrick of vitamin D left in my body. I'm a vitamin D free zone.
No, well, exactly. Yeah,
it's just unbelievable.
I'm feeling a bit weak and lethargic.
It has been unbelievable. Everything is floating out on rivers around Australia at the moment, and now there's another bloody big lot of rain coming through. I don't know. Anyway, what have you been up to lately, Mick?
Well, you recall a couple of weeks ago when we were in Roseland's food court?
Yeah.
And I was talking about having discovered this honey with cinnamon and having it on sourdough bread.
I was devouring some lovely cinnamon toast, which I do love. You know, the little sultanas in there, just with some lovely lashings of butter. And I think I was having an ice cream soda as well. And you were bucking the trend.
Yes.
Big time. You said, no, I don't want any of your bloody cinnamon toast. I want my own toast with cinnamon honey.
Indeed. Well, that cinnamon flavoured honey is made by a company called Great Southern Mead and Honey, which is a small artisan operation down on the south coast of New South Wales.
Right.
And Justine from Great Southern got in touch with me after she heard us talking about it, and she said, "Why don't you take this bottle and give it to Jeff to have a bit of a taste?" And you had a bit of a taste this morning.
I just had a bit of a taste not that long ago, folks, and I'll tell you what, it's like a choir of angels dancing on your tongue. Cinnamon honey is a taste sensation. Mm. Is it better than sex? Yes, it is. I'm telling you right here and now, it is. Get some cinnamon honey into you, mate.
And it's wonderful. And the other thing that she sent me a little gift pack of all the samples of stuff that they make.
Oh, lovely.
And there's all sorts of all-natural honey, but natural honey with cocoa. And she says it's a natural alternative to Nutella.
Is that right?
I've never been able to see what people like in Nutella. I've never liked it myself. But this honey and cocoa, wow, yummo.
I think Nutella is just a byproduct of Ferrero Rochers.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, we made too much of that shit. We'll stick it in a bottle and sell it to kids and make their teeth rot.
Yeah, but it's a good idea. It's put out by the American Dentistry Association.
That's right.
And she sent me a bottle of mead.
Oh, mead! I haven't had that for bloody years. I think I had some Mudgee once.
It's certainly a very, very unusual taste, and I think I'll probably go back for a second bite at that cherry.
I think it's like the precursor to beer. I think. It's an old drink. It's an ancient drink.
It is indeed, yes, back in Europe and England.
Yeah.
And I think we might lead the charge for bringing it back, eh?
We will, once we get off air, we'll knock down a couple of schooners of mead, I think.
Well, I think schooners?
Pints.
Pints, indeed.
Pints. I don't know what they have in America. They have pints. What do they have in Europe?
More pints.
500 mils of mead is what we're going to knock over.
Indeed. But at the very least, we've got our honey and cinnamon. And with all this rain, it looks like I'll be staying at your place overnight. So in the morning, we'll have honey and cinnamon on toast.
I think you might. I don't think you're going to get out of here, mate. I think the roads are going to be well and truly blocked out of here, buddy boy.
And I think that when the roads are flooded in the Blue Mountains, the rest of the world's got a problem.
You have got a huge problem. You've got no idea what trouble you're in, mate. Seriously. Oh, anyway. So, Mick, is the honey got a website that we can put a link in the show notes to?
They do, and just go into Google and go Great Southern Mead and Honey.
All right. We'll put a link in there anyway.
Yep.
Look, got a bit of feedback we need to have a bit of chat about. There's some pretty controversial stuff in this. It's from a regular of the show, a supporter of the show, Pete. And he's concerned about our previous episode, a couple of episodes back. We were talking about cars. We put a link in the show notes to some music of cars, of driving, and all sorts of things like that. But he's deeply concerned that we didn't actually talk about the music of Alexei Sayle and his searing indictment of Tory Britain with his song "Hello John, Got a New Motor." I got a little bit here.
Hello John, got a new motor. They put me in a special hospital. Is their life on mold? Is their life on mold? Is their life in Peckham? Is their life in Peckham? What's that switch over there for? What's that switch over there for? Hello John, got a new motor.
And you can understand why. When you listen to that, you think that's an insightful piece of music, and why we didn't have it in our playlist is beyond me. And I thank Pete for pointing that out to us. So we look forward to more feedback, Pete. But very good point, and we take it on board. It was an admission. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
I did think about that, but now we're going to get a bunch of emails from people in Beckham. Given that Alexei has actually questioned whether there is life in Beckham.
Is there life on Mars, but is there life in Beckham? And that's I think it's a fascinating question to ask. And have we launched any rovers into there to look at whether there's life in Beckham or not?
So NASA's Beckham rover.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
collect samples from the footpath.
Well, it could be Victoria Beckham. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Victoria Beckham. Yeah.
Spice Girls.
Yeah, no, very, very good point. Very good point. Now, and there's another great line in that song, Mick, which is where Alexei points out rather pointedly, I keep tropical fish in my underpants. And, that sort of really struck home to me quite a lot. I was fascinated by that. Anyway,
as you would.
There's another interesting point that he raised, and this is one that I took a little bit of offence to at first, because he said, in relation to the Globite school bag. So as people know, that we use a Globite school bag to basically keep in order all of the future show information. And Mick, every time we do a show, he produces the Globite school bag and produces something out of it. Now, look it up. You look it up on the web. We can probably put a link into it and show a picture of the Globite school bag. But basically, they were a hard bag, weren't they? They were
yep,
tough bag.
Yeah, rectangular.
A rectangular bag that you could sit on, you could stand on, you could jump on, you could slide down the corridor at school on, you could kind of do anything with. Pete raises a very, very interesting point. He said, I think also you'll find that only girls used the Globite school bags, or ports, as he points out.
No, absolutely not.
And boys wore a backpack.
Look, if I'm not mistaken, is this the same Pete who's written to us before who actually started life in Mackay in Queensland?
I believe so.
Well, that may be the way they do things in Queensland, but they're not the way they do things down here in Sydney, boyo.
This is what got me goat up a little bit, because I don't think I can remember ever seeing a girl with a Globite school bag on her back.
Well, certainly
or a boy for that.
Backpacks were not happening when we were kids.
No, they you had to carry them in your hand. They had a handle, they had two locks, and you sat on them. I didn't see anybody chucking them over the shoulder. So I'm thinking maybe there's some form of geographical difference in Queensland compared to New South Wales about the fitting out of the Globite school bag.
I very much think that it's a Queensland only issue here.
I think so. So, look, Pete, we take on board the driving stuff. We're vehemently opposed to the issues around the backpack versus the port. But look, thanks for the correspondence. We appreciate it. Hope you keep listening and not too offended by our defence, our defence of the Globite school bag. Look, Mick, we're going to move on to 1001 Albums You Must Listen to Before You Die by Robert Dimery, 1921. We're going on to page 231, which unfortunately I'm only just opening now because I'm a bit slack. But, and of course, I had Sticky Fingers.
As you do.
Ho, ho, ho. Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers, page 231, 1971. An amazing album. Producer Jimmy Miller, art direction Craig Braun, and who else? Andy Warhol.
Of course.
Another one of those albums where you could interact with the album cover. And running time 46 minutes, 46 and 6 seconds. So a good wholesome album. And I think it's probably one of the great covers of rock music, I would suggest.
It certainly is.
And it in its original form had a functioning zipper that one could unzip and reveal a white pair of underpants, I think, from memory.
It was indeed. Reputed to be Jagger, but later research has shown it wasn't.
Oh, right. Who owned the bulge in the pants, I wonder?
Well,
because if you look at the cover, there's a bulge.
Yeah, and that's why people were keen to attribute it to Mick Jagger, because in the album before this, which was Get Your Ya-Yas Out,
yes,
the live album,
yes,
and Mick talks about his belt, and he says, if I take my belt off, my trousers will fall down.
Oh, he does.
You wouldn't want my trousers to fall down now, would you? And the crowd just, in unison said yes.
That's right.
So maybe it's a little quiet nod to that.
Yeah, it was a great album, and one of our great listening albums back in the day. Kicked off with that great song "Brown Sugar," and it was. Where did you see it, Mick? Did you think it was as good as I remember?
Yeah, look, and one of the great things about us doing this podcast is we're forced to go back and listen to stuff with 2000s ears back to 1900s music, and this one really stands up. It's fantastic.
Sort of in the golden trilogy of the golden triad of albums: Get Your Ya-Yas Out, Sticky Fingers, and Exile on Main Street.
Yep, absolutely.
The golden era of albums. We'll just put a link into it. I don't think we need to talk that much about it.
Let me talk about critics. Have another shot at critics.
Oh, okay, yes, good point.
Yeah. Now, critics, this album was released. I don't think you could find anyone in the world who doesn't live under a rock as a hermit who thinks that there's problems with this album, other than political PC type problems, which there's plenty of those.
Yeah.
But John Landau who was a well-known critic back in the day.
Yeah, he was.
He's the man from with the quote, "I have seen the future of rock and roll," and its name is Bruce Springsteen. So he didn't get everything wrong.
No.
But this particular one, he remarkably said, "It lacks the spirit and spontaneity of the Rolling Stones' previous albums and is full of forced attempts at style and control. The band sounds disinterested." Now, excuse me? I wonder if he listened to the same album that everybody else hears.
And it's interesting because our last episode we were talking about producers. I wonder if the producer was disinterested as well. You know, and so was basically working towards a disinterested feel for the whole album, perhaps.
Oh, it's fantastically played. Some of their best ever riffs. Some of their best ever guest roles. Yeah,
I've got to read this to you, Mick, because it's going to make me feel like kind of warm and fuzzy inside. Guitarist Mick Taylor shines on the Santana-like workout, "Can't You Hear Me Knocking?" And I know you're a fan of Santana's.
I am. I can't get enough Santana action, mate.
Moonlight Mile features a genuinely moving vocal by Jagger, backed with lavish strings by Paul Buckmaster.
Yep. Who did a lot of work with Elton John back in the day.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh. What did he do?
First few albums, he did the strings.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he was an arranger.
Yeah. A few references to drugs in this album as well, mate.
I think that's very strange. Who would have thought an album with Keith Richards on it has anything to do with drugs?
Good point. Because I don't think he's had any. He's spent a fair bit of his life getting off them as well as being on them, hasn't he?
Well, he's certainly been an advocate for every aspect of drug culture.
Betty Ford was a big player in his life.
She's been a good friend of his.
I don't know. Does the Betty Ford Clinic still exist?
I don't know. I haven't been there lately.
Every man and his dog went there back in the 70s, didn't they?
Oh, look. Yeah. Keith was having some problems around the time. His heroin addiction was worsening when they were making this album. So the reference you made to Mick Taylor, that was necessary because Mick had to step up. It was his first studio album. He'd only joined the Stones a little bit before that.
Yeah, right.
So he played live, so he appeared on Get Your Ya-Yas Out. But this is his first studio album, so wouldn't that have been an eye-opener? And he ended up with a heroin addiction of his own to show for his time with the Stones, but back then he wasn't, and there's some great playing. You can see his own playing and his lifts.
His Santana-like stuff.
His Santana-like stuff. Well, look, if Santana was that good, I would probably like him. But his own playing, and he lifts Keith Richards out of his torpor, and Richards playing on this album is great. The guest playing, Billy Preston on keyboards.
Yep.
The sax playing, Bobby Keys.
Yep.
Just awesome stuff. Yeah.
Great icons of the era as far as music was concerned.
Absolutely. Nicky Hopkins on piano. All of it, and you listen to it, and there's just virtuoso playing, but it doesn't stand out. Oh, here's the solo. Here's the producer. The production is really neat, and it plays into the guest appearances without making them, oh, here's another guest appearance. It just plays as part of the song.
It says here in the book, the album is full of explicit drug references, not least on the Marianne Faithfull co-wrote Sister Morphine.
Yep.
A dark tale of addiction.
Well, she did it later by herself on a solo album. And she's got a great career, really interesting career. But it seems like anyone who came into the Stones' orbit at that time got themselves a habit. and Marianne had a big problem as well. She was a bad heroin addict for a number of years before coming back in the late 70s with Broken English.
And they base after this album, I don't know what they did exactly, but before they did Exile and Main Street, they basically all got clean again and then got onto the gear again while they were doing the album.
Well, it's important that you have a plan of action.
Let's go to that. Let's get clean and go to the French Riviera and become heroin addicts.
Yeah. I think that's as good a plan as any.
Yep. In fact, what are you doing in a couple of months?
Let's go to France.
Let's go to French Riviera. I'm going near Nice. I'm thinking somewhere around near Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe get a villa.
Yeah.
Maybe hook up with the local mafia,
It's all available.
see if we can get some heroin into us.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
The only problem is we probably won't produce, one of the great rock and roll albums in the history of the world.
No, because the Stones have already done that.
Yeah. We'll just become hopeless heroin addicts.
That was a nice bring back to the album. The other thing, this is the first public appearance of the logo, the Rolling Stones logo. The
Is
lips
it
with
the
the
lips?
great big tongue coming out of the...
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did Jagger do that?
Well, no.
No?
No, actually real design artists.
Oh,
type people
they
did it.
actually paid someone to do it.
They did indeed, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's probably one of the best corporate logos, certainly one of the most well-known. You see that, you know exactly who it is.
That's right.
And it really suggests sex,
Yeah.
the lascivious lifestyle that the Stones were living at the time.
And licking. They're sort of licking.
Well, that came from a stylized rendition of the god Kali from Hindu from the Hindu religion. Believe it or not,
I believe
it's
you.
all sorts of stuff in there.
I believe you, man.
And you see pictures, carvings, whatever of Kali, and you see the mouth open with the tongue.
Yep. So did they pay rights to the Hindu god Kali for?
I don't know that they did.
Right. Okay.
And I think that may explain some of their later problems.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, like a bit of payback type stuff.
I think so. Yeah.
Bit of secret sort of.
Don't pay me royalties, and here's what happens to you.
That's right. Bad karma, man.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on, Mike. Let's have a look. I can see the old Globite school bag down there. Doesn't look like it could be worn on the back to me. It looks like a normal school bag with a handle on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think Peter's thoughts are nonsense.
Yeah.
And he's confused probably girls and boys.
Yeah, he's a fool to himself and a burden to others. Yeah. What do you got rattling around inside there, mate?
How about rock on screen?
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah. So what are we talking about? We're talking about rock music as it appears on screen, movie theatres, TV, documentaries, and increasingly these days cable and streaming.
Yeah.
And so on. Any time where you can look and listen at the same time.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes it's straight out about the rock music or the musicians. Sometimes it simply features music or a notable performance. Sometimes it's rock music as the soundtrack. Yeah, and when we were talking about, here's the obligatory Chris Thomas reference. When we were talking about Chris last time, we talked about Chris doing the soundtrack for our lives. And music is the soundtrack for the film about our lives, which is currently in production with Spielberg.
Yes.
Yes, and I think we're looking forward to that. We're not talking about musicals. Musicals are a whole different ballgame, and we may talk about that, but I think probably we might need to get some expert assistance. And with Mardi Gras coming up, we could probably find that.
I've done a whole piece on Oklahoma and Carousel.
Fantastic, yeah.
I was going to go through all that with you.
Well, let's save that up for musicals.
All right, because Doris Day's in them, that's all.
Yeah, and she's a well-known rock icon.
Yeah.
Lived the lifestyle.
Anyway, I thought towards the end of the show we thought we might do a sing-along with Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Perhaps not.
Maybe not.
Perhaps not. Concert films.
Yeah.
That's the most obvious one when you talk about rock on screen.
And I think for me the first one was indeed Woodstock, followed closely by... What was it?
Concert for Bangladesh.
Oh, indeed.
And The Last Waltz.
Oh, so many.
So many. Some are good, some not so good.
Mm.
Yeah. Now,
actually, do you remember the Cream live film?
Goodbye, Cream.
It was shocking. The music was great.
I was a bit more charitable and I just said fairly ordinary.
The music was fine,
yeah,
but they had all this psychedelic stuff happening all the time.
Yeah.
And even if you went and saw it and you'd had some medicine before you went and saw it, it still didn't help. It's still, because it was too fast. It was going too fast and it was going boom, 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 boom. Music good, movie terrible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look, I didn't like it at all. In fact, even the music was okay, but it really hid the fact that they hated each other.
Mm.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, and young Mr. Clapton, back in his days when Clapton was God.
It's amazing, isn't it, that Clapton was so amazing. But I remember listening to an interview with John Mayall, who was talking about when Clapton left the Blues Breakers, and he said, it's sad that he's leaving because he still has so much more to learn.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Tough call. Tough gig.
Well, you showed me that interview, and the second half of that discussion was how Jeff Beck was a much more well-rounded guitarist. Now, I've never held that view, but certainly if someone like John Mayall, who's way more knowledgeable about these things than I.
Well, I think really at the end of the day, Clapton is a far more commercial success because essentially he can sing.
Yep.
And Beck doesn't sing.
Yep.
And so it's a much harder ask just to continually do just guitar albums, no matter whether you like them or not.
Yep.
They have a very limited audience realistically.
Yep.
So Clapton really is a quite a massive success, even though he's a bit of a nutter when it comes to immunisation for COVID.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, Eric versus the rest of the world.
Mm.
And look, I've got to pay credit where credit's due. I've never been much of a Clapton fan, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
But you pointed out a few things to me, and I've gone and done a bit of a research and think that perhaps I may have been a little bit hasty in dismissing him. He's actually bloody good. Excellent. Yeah, he's quite
amazing.
But that doesn't give still any kudos to Goodbye Cream, which is a pretty awful movie.
Shocking movie.
Another bad one.
I actually paid to see the damn thing.
You're a fool. You're a fool to yourself and a burden to others.
Totally. At a bloody movie theatre. I thought, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I bought the video of the next one, which is Ziggy Stardust, the motion picture. So in 1974, Bowie retired. 1973, I'm sorry. Bowie retired the character of Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah.
And everyone thought that it was Bowie retiring, but no, he was as pretentious as he always was. He retired Ziggy Stardust. Yeah. Not only is this the last concert of the tour, it's the last concert we'll ever do. No, Ziggy. Anyway, that goes on.
Meaning we.
We, yes, exactly right. But the film is awful. Looks like the concert would have been fantastic, but the film quality is just appalling.
Oh, is it?
And
is it a film of the shows?
The concert,
right.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe I hope that cameraman went on to learn the meaning of the word focus.
Oh, bit soft.
It's that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, soft focus. But the concert itself was released as an official album in 1983, and it sounded pretty good. But I've had a bootleg of that concert since very early in the piece called His Master's Voice, which is one of those legendary bootlegs.
Yes, I remember it. I remember you having it.
Yes, and it's got a lot of stuff that never subsequently appeared on the movie or on the album. And in particular, since we mentioned Jeff Beck, it's got Jeff Beck playing in that concert, and Bowie says, "I know what kind of a welcome you're going to give to Jeff Beck, who comes on stage and plays Gene Genie."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
And it really is something special. It's a great piece of playing by Beck, and never appeared in the movie. Never appeared on any official version of Ziggy Stardust, the motion picture. Something to do with I can't seem to get any consistent reason. One is that it's royalties and licensing, and the other is that Beck didn't really want to be defined by having played at that concert. I suspect it's money.
Probably.
Record labels. Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, actually that's probably makes more sense, the rivalry between record labels. Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the other one that Monterey Pop is obviously it's always been a great one from my point of view, and we've talked about Monterey Pop before, but Janis Joplin at Monterey Pop is still one of the iconic pieces of music in the history of rock music and rock movie, and it was there she was unsigned singing with Big Brother and the Holding Company, and straight after that scores a record deal, and hypocritically or not, offers to sleep with the person who signed her because she thought that's just what you did. I thought that's nice.
I think that's a wonderful little insight.
It was a fucking nut.
You mentioned Woodstock. Did Janis play Woodstock?
She did.
No, I don't think she did. Did she?
She did.
She did. Oh, well, good.
But I don't think Monterey Pop was before Woodstock.
Yeah. It's
Um,
before we were born.
yeah, but I think there's one song of hers on the movie
Yep.
in Woodstock, and it's at night, and it's very poor quality, so you really can't see much, and it's got some of that stupid bloody movie style that these the back and the forward and the keep pulling focus and all that sort of stuff on the damn thing. It's just annoying, and their ability to film at night wasn't that great back in those days, so they didn't have very sensitive film or whatever they didn't have. I don't know what they didn't have, but anyway, it's very grainy and a bit shit.
Yeah. Look, and the movie as a period piece, as a document for what happened at the concert, it's probably got some value, but still pretty bloody awful.
All the everybody's just trying to be too fancy, where they keep on cutting the movie in half. So that on the left hand side there's someone playing, and then on the right hand side there's some people swimming naked, which I quite like, the people swimming naked, but it sort of didn't make any sense.
Well, no. It was just patchy.
And I don't know about you. It's been something that I've always wondered. Why is there so much of Richie Havens? There's a lot of Richie Havens in that.
Far too much. It's like in another movie, Concert for Bangladesh. How much Ravi Shankar can the Western world stand? I mean, not that much.
No, not a whole side. It was a triple album, wasn't it, from memory, and a whole side of Ravi Shankar, and everybody's digging it. And you see them in the movie, they're all fucking sitting there, it's so fucking good. So, and it was all bullshit. It was all this the whole LA scene, the happy hippie people, all that sort of shit. Just he's all right for a bit.
Yeah, about 5 minutes worth.
Because I don't think we've got the cultural ear for it, because the music is quite intricate, his music, and I don't think we understand it, and so it's wasted. It's wasted on us.
Yeah, very true.
If we went to India and lived there for about 10 years, we'd probably come back and say that's good music, but I don't think we don't have the ear for it, and it's just wasted on us.
Yep.
But as far as Woodstock was concerned, I actually tell you the bits I did like about Woodstock was when they were interviewing the guys who put it on. And you remember the guy used to ride around on the motorbike, and I don't know their names, but you remember how they were just losing money hand over fist.
Absolutely.
And they every now and again they pop in and go, "How's it going?" "Oh, it's fantastic, man. It's really, really good." And what's happening? We've got so many people. Are you making it? No, we've lost millions, man. It's a free concert, man.
What do you do?
And the other scene there where the guy's cleaning out the portable loos.
Oh, yeah. What a job.
And the guy who's actually inside one of the portaloos comes out and he's smoking a medicinal pipe. And he walks out and he goes, "That's awesome, man. That was really amazing. That was a really amazing experience, man." And he offers this bloke who's there, like Kenny style, sucking shit out of the portaloo. He says, "You want some, man?" He goes, No, I'm okay, thanks." Just such a surreal moment. Oh. So I think there is the music. Some of the music is good on there, but a lot of it's a bit shit. But some of those bits on those asides are really interesting and humorous.
Yeah, well, that's what makes a film.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I don't think you'd be honest if you said that it captured the performances of most of the artists in any positive sort of way. Bit of Hendrix was okay. Star
Spangled Banner was good. Joe Cocker was good.
Yes, yeah.
Cocker was good. I thought, unfortunately, I didn't think Santana was that great. It was a bit long-winded, but once again, he wasn't signed at that either. He was an unsigned artist at that particular concert as well.
Is that right?
Yeah. So but anyway, some of it went on, and there was some band there, like I can't remember what they were called, like fucking Johnny and the Ronettes or some fucking thing where they pranced around. They were shit. I can't remember who they were.
Sha-na-na.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
It was still a bit, what's this about? Look, I do think that as a movie, it probably was a bit beyond anything we had in Australia at the time. And look, how could a fairly ordinary, safe, middle-class country like Australia, where people escape to go to England to get some rawness, understand the concept of a festival like this and the hippie lifestyle. Now, we had a few people in Australia in the early 70s who didn't work, who just wanted to smoke dope, but that was nothing compared to what they were seeing on screen for Woodstock.
Culturally, back in those days, we were a backwater. We were just
Absolutely
a shithole, really, weren't we?
Well, I don't know about that. I quite enjoyed it, but
We knew no better, though.
that's true. Yeah.
We
well,
just-
well, exactly right.
we were naive.
Naive. Rust Never Sleeps was a really good one.
Was indeed.
Yeah, so that was, look, a little bit later than Woodstock, a little bit later than the ones we've talked about so far. Oh, coming up to 10 years later.
Yeah.
The filming for that was really good.
Sound was good too.
Sound was good, and they captured the sense of the movie. You know, there wasn't any nonsensical, artistic, as you say, pulling focus and flicking from one scene to another and so on. They had the concert. They caught all the elements of the concert. The sound was great, and the little conceit in there of having, which was the concert, not the movie, of having all of the amplifiers and everything like that being quite large.
Yeah.
Now, that was something that Young did anyway, whether they were filming it or not.
Yeah, no, it was good. I thought it was good. And it was actually a well put together concert with the acoustic bit at the start and then the intermission, which was a show in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the second half with Crazy Horse. So it was a great concert.
Yeah. And a great film of that concert.
Yeah, it really is.
That,
and a good,
that's just
good
as
album.
important. It is.
A good album, one of many.
Yep. Last Waltz was a bit like that too. Scorsese's got a lot of form on recording rock and roll concerts and rock and roll movies. And we'll talk about some of the documentaries he's done as well, the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
He did a great one for the Rolling Stones, but this was his first toe in the water. And I think that was a really good, he captured the movie. He captured the essence of the concert.
It was a great concert.
It was. And I can remember one of our friends throwing jaffas at the screen and captured Dylan straight in the nose.
Right.
Yeah. It was a good shot, but probably not terribly appropriate.
I don't remember. No, I thought it was great. And some surprising people on there, like Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
Which was still good. But I liked Neil Young with who was singing backup vocals with him.
Oh, yes. Leave us so helpless.
No one important. Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell, yeah. only Joni Mitchell, yeah. That's probably one of the nicest versions of Helpless that I've seen.
Yeah, it was great.
By anybody, particularly the guy who wrote it.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, bringing it back to on screen, it wasn't much of what we've talked about here. You watch it and you think, this is a great album, absolutely crap movie. Why am I watching this? This is a waste of my time.
Yeah.
But that was good, and it was worth the time and certainly worth watching again.
Yeah, I agree.
Which a lot of rock movies are not.
No, that's exactly right.
Yep.
Stop Making Sense. That was a good...
it was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah. You find that they're done by proper directors rather than people who say, yeah, I can make a rock and roll movie, man. Yeah, I can do a bit of backwards, forwards pulling. Yeah, away we go. Yeah. Stop Making Sense was really, really interesting in that it captured one of the Talking Heads' last concerts and it was made into an album, Stop Making Sense, so it's a live album.
Yeah.
Oversized costumes.
Yeah, I was always a fan.
Yeah. I mean, even today, you know, that shirt that you've got on, it reaches way over the end of your fingers. So
I know.
I don't know how you write with that.
I don't.
No.
I just look good.
That's very true.
I just look like
and you do look fine.
I look like an oversized David Byrne.
You do.
Yeah.
I've had people say that to me in the street as we've walked along. Is that David Byrne?
Yeah, so could be. Ask him.
Great versions of the songs, and they captured it well. It's the playing is great. The concert, I think the kicker for a concert movie is you look at it and you think, wish I'd been there. That would have been great. And this is really, really very good. Not as good. I'm still left in the dark about concert movies in general. I think, what's the point? But this one's not too bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, didn't make any money. None of these things. You look at the gross of these rock and roll concerts. Made $5 million.
Oh,
now, yeah, okay, they didn't have to pay location and all of that sort of thing, but it's still not a lot of money for the type of money that rock artists make
but
for everything else.
It would have cost a lot of money to make because they would have filmed it. Did they film it in one spot or take it? They probably took cameras and all that sort of stuff around multiple locations and all that.
Not many.
Okay.
Not many.
Anyway, it still doesn't seem much at all, does it?
Yeah, no. Just as an aside, Talking Heads looks all right on concert in the concert movie, but apparently David Byrne, not only his suits were big, his head was too, apparently.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, and many of the members, including Chris Frantz, who was the drummer, accused Byrne of taking all the credit for Talking Heads, where it was a group effort.
Oh.
Now, Byrne's pretty good.
That's never
he's
happened
very
before in
talented.
rock music,
It
you
doesn't
know.
happen in rock music because they're all so altruistic.
Yeah, because I just couldn't imagine that happening anywhere. But yes, I guess sometimes it does happen, and on the odd occasion you get a musician that's full of themselves a bit, but yeah, pretty rare.
Well, a friend of mine was in the US and ran into David Byrne in New England. Didn't even know it was David Byrne.
Right.
Yeah. So she's talking to him, and she says he was very. She found out who he was eventually. Because it came up in conversation. She says he was very nice and not egotistical at all. So
Got over it.
Depends on the circumstances, I
Maybe
guess.
at a time.
Yeah, but if that conversation had been in a movie, it might have been a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. I don't think that conversation would have been in the movie, though.
No, probably not. No. 'Cause,
Now we're going to cut to Mick's friend talking to David Byrne.
Yeah, that's when people start leaving or putting the video back on the rack.
I'm just going to ponder that for a minute.
Man.
Yeah.
Now you brought up when we started talking about this, about the Bridge School.
Yes.
Now I've got the Bridge album, which is some fantastic stuff, and I know all about the concert. I didn't know there was a movie.
No, nor did I. But I was just doing my little YouTubing stuff that I do, and sure enough, there's basically individual clips. But yeah, there was a whole movie set over a couple of years, I think. But it's really good because it's actually got the kids introducing the acts as well. So
cool.
Yeah, that's really quite amazing because you remember Neil Young's son Ben. Well, both sons. That's right. But Ben in particular was the first one. That's where the school sort of kicked off. But yeah, there's a great clip of David Bowie in there. Neil Young, obviously. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Bruce Springsteen does a great thing. Tom Petty. There's some it's just an amazing. I guess when you're Neil Young, you can bring people up and say, "Come and perform at this school concert for charity." You know. Yeah. So amazing.
What's the film quality like?
Good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. No, it's good. And the only ones I saw from memory were daylight, so tend to get better quality.
Yeah, that's okay.
And another one that I've got, which is sort of a bit out of left field, is the Big Easy Express, which is very, very early Mumford & Sons, Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, and the Old Crow Medicine Show. And basically there's these three bands. They're on a train going through Northern America and stopping at places and playing a concert. But along the way, they're just jamming in the train. Kind of cool.
Nice idea.
Kind of cool. Good, interesting concert. Well, concert I don't know, what do you call it? Travel show kind of thing. But yeah, really good. But really, I think before Mumford & Sons were even a thing. So yeah, kind of a fun concert, well, band show. Anyway.
And what's it called again?
The Big Easy Express.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I just picked it up on Apple Music, I think, something like that. Apple TV.
Yeah, for some reason, Apple seems to be making big strides in that field of rock music shows, documentaries, interesting programming.
I think they're all searching for a niche to make money because there's so many, every man and his dog running a bloody streaming television service nowadays. They're all looking for something to do.
Yeah. So we'll talk about some documentaries because there's some fantastic rock documentaries. There's some awful ones, but there's some fantastic rock documentaries that we'll talk about shortly.
You talked about Rolling Stones with Scorsese.
Yeah.
Shine a Light, wasn't it? Yeah. The Bigger Bang Tour, which I saw the Bigger Bang Tour in Sydney, and at the time,
were you in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm there. You know the scene where the band's playing?
Yeah.
If you look over to the left, down near the front, I'm about 3 rows back, next to the bloke with the orange shirt, that's me.
I thought that was you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm speechless.
But oddly enough, I didn't get into the credits.
It's very disappointing.
Oh, no, it's a bit shit.
Yeah, I'd bring them up looking for royalties.
Yeah. But anyway, at that time,
Did the orange shirt guy get in the...
Yeah, he's in there. Tom,
orange shirt guy.
orange shirt, Tom.
What about Fat Man next to orange shirt guy? No credit at all.
Nothing.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Nothing. No, I thought you bastards. Fucking lit. You know, like it's like stealing, isn't it?
It is. It's stealing your likeness.
Yeah, but stealing, you know, like because that show would have been nothing without me, and they sort of resting on their own laurels.
Well, I don't know if you by yourself would have made, but together with Orange Shirt Man.
Yeah, no, we made it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing. Yep. Didn't even get a Zach out. Didn't even get a free movie.
Disappointing.
Yeah, very annoying. But I saw that concert. At the time, it was the biggest touring concert in the world. So, amount of gear, you know, wing style, multiple trucks and all that sort of stuff. And I saw it at the Sydney Olympic Stadium. And big, massive concert. And it had like, at one point they hop onto this little, I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it pulls away from the stage and drives down into the middle of the arena, and they're playing on there, and then it goes back again. Yeah, terrible concert though. Only because the sound at that venue is such a shit venue.
It is, isn't it?
And we're sort of just up a little bit towards on the actual grandstandy sort of bit. I didn't think we were that far back, but the sound's just going round and round in circles. You knew what they were playing, but the sound quality was just horrific. They would have sounded good if I had had somewhere decent, but it was just, from my point of view, it was a terrible concert because the sound was just so shit.
Maybe you should have just watched it on the movie.
I should have, and I kept looking down for the orange shirt guy. I could see if I'd get next to him, but I couldn't see him there.
Yeah, very, very disappointing.
Yeah,
very disappointing. Black Sabbath have got a couple of concert movies or documentaries.
Wow.
And they're probably what you'd expect from Black Sabbath.
Yeah. As described on the tin.
Yeah. Black Sabbath.
Take
it or leave it. Yeah. It's got Ozzy in it.
I follow Ozzy Osbourne on Instagram. It's just hilarious because he's got so many photos, and I saw one this morning. I was just sitting there, and he's got this shirt that's half a shirt, so it goes across one shoulder. He's got this massive cod piece over it, this bright blue cod piece with pointy studs on it.
On his shoulder?
No, on his cock.
Good heavens.
It's just stupid.
I suppose that's where you wear it. Don't you mean on his cod? Because it is a cod piece after all.
On his cod. Sorry, I said it wrong. Cod.
Yeah.
Cod. They're an endangered species, I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was a bit disconcerting looking at Ozzy with his big cod piece.
Yeah. He's not renowned for that.
No, he's not renowned. Well, he's still kicking on though, isn't he?
Well, that's arguable, whether his brain's on automatic.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he's a bit well, you know what he's like when he's not on stage, but he's on stage. He does turn into Mr. Auto Man and just rocks on as if he was doing it 30 years earlier.
Well, he's just set it on memory from 30 years ago,
That's
and away
right.
he goes.
But he can't operate a television remote when you see him on his TV show.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway,
at home with the Osmonds.
That's right. I've never seen him.
It was dreadful.
He had did he have 4 TV screens installed? And he had this remote trying to make them all work.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fucking work this fucking piece of fucking.
Yeah. He certainly makes you look like Mr. Clean Speaking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Now, who'd have thought that rock and roll would let ego intrude into some of the pieces that are produced? I know you'll find that hard to believe, but there are some things. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I give you The Song Remains the Same.
It's a great movie. I love that movie. Such a wank.
It could have been edited for consumption by sane people.
Those scenes where they went and had their little dreamlike scenes, they were just so stupid.
Nonsense. Absolutely. Looked like great concert stuff, great concert footage.
The concert was amazing, but those little breakouts with it was just tripe.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember who I went with, and it might have been, but we wagged school.
Oh, did you?
And went and saw it at the Village in George Street in Sydney, right in the middle of the city.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
and I wagged school to go and see it, and I can remember thinking probably would have been better off staying at school that day. Yeah.
I liked it. As I said, I loved the concert. I thought it was great. But those scenes like with John Bonham as he was a gangster and they fire a gun and someone's head comes off and there's all this coloured liquid comes out of their head or their neck. It was a bit stupid.
Yeah, and that was one of the saner ones.
Yeah, I can't remember what Jimmy Page did.
No,
it's that memorable.
Yeah, absolutely memorable.
And yeah, anyway, but I quite enjoyed the actual concert itself.
Yeah, but each artist's fantasy sequence. I think we should have a fantasy sequence in our podcast.
Oh yeah, it's a great idea.
Well, we'll have to think. So if you're listening, can you send us some notes about what you think and how we would do a fantasy sequence for this podcast?
Yeah, I've got a few ideas.
Yeah, I've got a few ideas. I'm not sure that many of them would translate orally.
No, that'd be awful.
AU. Yeah.
Well, mine would just be silence for 15 minutes.
It would be, yeah. And people would just imagine you're doing whatever it is that you're doing.
That's right.
Do you love dramas based on? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I give you Bohemian Rhapsody. I give you Rocketman.
Yeah.
Take certain incidents or myths and build a story around them.
Yeah, I liked Bohemian Rhapsody. Did you like it or not?
No, I didn't like it. No. Didn't have much to do with facts.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah, I don't know.
I quite liked Rocketman too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of different.
Yeah. Well, it's certain they were certainly with that, but they weren't to my taste.
No.
And I must confess, my impressions of Rocketman were probably influenced by Elton's appearance in Kingsman. Kingsman 2.
Yes.
Absolutely awful.
Oh.
So he probably put up a couple of $1 million to make it and said, right, I'll have a part in that.
Would you suggest that it was worse or better than Ed Sheeran's appearance in Game of Thrones?
Was he in Game of Thrones? I didn't see it. That's how memorable it was for me.
He was just some woodsman with a bunch of other woodsmen out and about. I can't remember what he did now. Was uneventful.
Oh, yeah. Well, they certainly had plenty of room for guest appearances.
Game of Thrones, you didn't really see a ginger in there, not really a thing.
No.
Anyway, there he was.
There he was, yeah. It's hard to tell. Pink Floyd's movies, his live concerts and things. Did somebody say fuzzy screens?
What about live at Pompeii? I can't remember.
Let the record show that I've pulled a terrible face.
I don't. You know what? I actually don't remember. I have seen it, but I can't remember anything on it.
Yeah. They're all.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, I think Pink Floyd had a reputation as arty. Yeah, perhaps drugs might have helped understand their music. That sort of thing.
Back in those days, it certainly was.
And it's certainly translated across into any film representations of anything they were doing, and it was pretty awful.
Yeah.
And The Wall. Do you remember the movie of The Wall? The Wall is a great piece of music. Finish. It's done. The band will tell you it's an ensemble piece. Roger Waters will tell you that it was all done by him, despite the ineptitude of the rest of the band.
Oh, no.
And the movie is a major league ego piece over the top of it. Just awful. Just they've taken what is on balance a great piece of music and made it rubbish.
Well, there's a skill.
It is, yes, absolutely, yeah.
I don't think I've seen the whole movie from start to finish, to be brutally honest with you.
Save yourself the time.
I won't. I will. I'm not going to go too crazy. What about the Beatles?
Well, their movies...
I don't know, great.
Well, I know, because you're a Beatles tragic. Yeah. And there was nothing wrong with them for what they were. They weren't trying to make artistic statements. They were just the Beatles having fun and appealing to the girls.
Yeah.
And the boys, for that matter, some of the things that they were doing, and probably not a lot of different, and copied by people like the Monkees.
Yeah.
In their movies.
Mind you, the Monkees were probably a little bit funnier.
Yeah.
But Magical Mystery Tour, except that one, that was a bit shit. Well, it's a fair bit shit.
Yeah.
To be honest. But Hard Day's Night I quite liked. Help was a bit weird. Let It Be was a bit boring, except for the end bit.
Well, is Let It Be a documentary, or is it reality TV, or what is it? Because it strikes me that Peter Jackson has taken the same footage, 1,000 hours of footage that somebody made Let It Be, to come up with an image of a band at each other's throats, and who made an okay album by Beatles standards, despite the trauma that they were going through, compared to what Peter Jackson, who used all of the footage, and he's a Beatles fan, who's used all of the footage and come back with a fantastic portrait of a band working together and the creative process.
Yeah.
From the same footage.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's an interesting tale, that's for sure. Very interesting tale. Now, I'll tell you what I did do recently. I watched Tommy, the movie by The Who.
Yeah, there's another 2 hours you'll never get back.
Holy shit. There's some weird shit in that sucker.
It was done by Ken Russell. Yeah.
And he was mad as a cut snake.
He was indeed, yeah.
But, of course, I had to sit through to get to the baked bean scene when the baked bean comes pouring out of the television, and then the chocolate comes pouring out of the television. And what was the last thing? I don't know. But anyway, it was and the other thing, of course, is the casting of the movie. Obviously, Anne Margaret and Oliver Reed. Now, Oliver Reed, I think you can agree, is one of the greatest singers known to modern man. He's got a voice of a sailor.
And they use it to scrape the barnacles off.
And look, he's a man known for his drinking rather than his singing.
Yeah.
But after I was watching the movie, I was thinking, oh, God, because he thinks, she goes, do you think it's all right we leave the boy with Uncle Ernie? He goes, yes, I think it's all right to leave the boy with Uncle Ernie. I think, fuck me, that's shit. But apparently, in a drinking competition while he was filming Gladiator, Oliver Reed, according to a witness, drank eight pints of German lager, a dozen shots of rum, and a half bottle of whiskey, and a few shots of Hennessy cognac.
Just as a little flavoursome wash down at the end.
And then not long after that had a heart attack and died. The two weren't related directly, but I thought, knocking over a half bottle of whiskey, you think, oh, geez, I probably need a couple of shots of cognac to get that down.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a strange. Anyway, look, if you get the opportunity to watch Tommy, it's free on the ABC. But look, avoiding it's probably better for your health.
It is indeed. It's dreadful. I remember we went and saw it at the Palace Theatre at the northern end of the George Street movie cinemas, and that's gone now. It's been knocked down. I think they've got flats there or something. Some rubbish.
I think there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken there or something.
Oh, that'd be right. Yeah. Well, at least then we're spared from having to see Tommy there.
Such a shocking movie. It was.
It was awful.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, but and of course there's the Acid Queen, which is
Tina Turner.
Oh.
Not one of her better turns.
No, and then the Eric Clapton's in there as well. They do the Marilyn Monroe sort of thing. Anyway, faith healer type thing.
Well, that's not one of the examples you used when you were convincing me that Clapton was pretty good.
No, there's nothing wrong with the music bit of it, but it's all a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's all a bit stupid.
Yeah.
But as we said, Ken Russell, I think, was probably on some other medicine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, documentaries. Can we just knock over a few documentaries?
There's lots of great documentaries, okay, on there at the moment. There's one about Metallica, which is good. Spinal Tap.
Ah, that's
People try and tell you that it's a comedy. It's not. It's a bloody documentary.
It's a great one.
It's a wonderful movie.
Particularly when they make Stonehenge.
Well, that's based on fact.
Is that right?
Black Sabbath did it, but what they made couldn't be got into the hall.
Oh, okay. So I love the way they get this whole thing. It's about 6 inches high.
Absolutely. And Yeah, and the backstage catering and the amps go up to 11.
Yeah.
How many times has that become a staple in comedy and rock music?
It's out there.
Ever since.
It's out there well and truly nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember recently we were recording a couple of episodes a while back, and we sat down and had a couple of cooling beers and a couple of wines and sat down and watched the Rolling Thunder review. Didn't even know it existed. By, again, Scorsese.
Yeah.
Do you remember the jump cut version filming mechanism he was using? So instead of an interview with this bloke and then an interview with that bloke, they'd have a sentence from somebody and another sentence from somebody else, and then a bit of Dylan playing live, and then a bit of rehearsing, and it was no explanation, no trying to rewrite history, just showing exactly how it worked.
It's an interesting film, isn't it? I kind of liked it, but it was it's not massive concerts or anything like that. It's really intimate concerts and stuff like that. Really interesting film.
I thought it was terrific, and whether or not you like Dylan, it's a great picture of the time. That Rolling Thunder review is one of my favourite Dylan albums. And it's certainly remembered by those who can remember it as something quite awesome, an awesome experience. He had the cream of musicians, American and British, just joined him, come along, and just play.
But he was
Mick Ronson.
He was pillared for doing it, wasn't he, by all the folkies?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mick Ronson, Bowie guitarist. Someone rang him up and said, "Do you want to come?" He said, "Yeah, all right."
All right.
So he's playing there as backing for Bob Dylan.
I'll be there Tuesday.
Yeah. And the style is very similar to another one, which is brand new, the Velvet Underground.
Oh, have you watched that? I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's great. Same style, cutting from one bit to another, lots of interviews, and a few things that I really, really liked. They've got Cale, John Cale's being interviewed there. And he says, in a Welsh accent, which I won't try and do, because he's Welsh. Did you know that?
No.
And he says, and the first thing I can remember about New York is it was so dirty. Yeah.
And from a Welsh coal mining town.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really saying something. And then Mo Tucker, who was the drummer in the Velvet Underground, she says, we started getting a following, but a lot of radio stations wouldn't play our stuff.
No.
Funny about that.
Can't believe that. Jesus.
So it's old footage, scraps from interviews, with a sentence or two as to say, concert footage, and not all of it's good. So he's made up for the lack of quality live footage by just showing a little bit of it. And you get a feel for what that song might be, and so on. Some of the photos that they show, because they go photo, really, really great stuff. Many of them being a tragic of Velvet's, as you know, I've seen, but there's some really, really nice stuff. And there's one in particular when they were travelling, and the band was with Warhol. And there's Warhol and Reed, and Warhol's asleep beside Reed with his arms sort of draped over Reed, just as asleep. Nothing dramatic to be read into that. But Reed looks straight at the camera with no emotion, and he looks like Matthew Broderick. It's really something special.
Yeah, it's something I must have a watch of that, because I haven't. I keep saying I'm going to do that.
Well, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
No, worthwhile having a look at.
If you don't like good quality documentaries of that style, don't bother.
No.
Like Peter, who we mentioned earlier, he of the Globite school bag fame, he was watching it.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife walks in and says, "What's this shit?"
Oh, yeah. And my wife would do the same.
Yeah, it's all a bit sad.
Yeah.
I can see you raising your eyebrows. Is there anything else you want to pick out that we should be talking about?
Look, I think we have talked about previously the Let It Be, the Get Back movie, and I think you need to have a look at the Get Back movie, because there's some amazing creative stuff that occurs in front of your face. Do you think, holy shit, is that Let It Be that just appeared out of the middle of nowhere? Yeah. And those sorts of things. So that's worth having a look at. The other thing was you've got there The Man Who Fell to Earth. That's neither. That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
It is. I went looking to find what I could find about Brian Eno, and it covers his initial bursting onto the scene of music from 1971 to 77. Starting with Roxy Music and then creating a whole lot of different styles of music. Working with Roxy, his solo albums, working with the cream of British art rock, and so on and so on. And it's not a lot of him, but it's people who are around him who were influenced, musicians. His biographer, David Shepherd, all talking about the importance of Eno's contribution to music at the time. I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought, I know much of this, but to see it in such a sequence and put it into here's his involvement and here's what he's contributed to the rock music world.
We'll need to try and prize out some of these about where they are. Obviously, they'll be on streaming services and things like that. So we'll try to get them into the show notes so people can have a link to them and find them.
I think I found this one on Prime.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool. They're all over the shop because as I said before, every man and his dog's got a bloody streaming service now. And when you think, oh, this is a good streaming service, they break it in half and put something else somewhere else and all the rest of it. So it's a pain in the arse.
Well, exactly right.
Yeah. But look, I think we might call it quits, mate. And thank you for all that wonderful information, which has been an absolute corker. Another rip snorter of an episode. And job well done, old son. Thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you will recommend us to all your friends and that you get in contact with us if you need to. I don't know. We've still got Frankfurt over there at the moment.
I'm still not hearing anything from Frankfurt. They've gone to radio silence.
Yeah. Look, Mr. or Mrs. Frankfurt, we do hope you get in contact with us sometime in the future. Drop us an email, mickandthefatman@gmail.com. Get in contact with us on Facebook. Seek us out on Instagram. But essentially, just listen to the next episode. Thanks very much, everybody, and bye now.
Thanks, Mick. Thanks, Fat Man. I feel better already.